What's going on, guys? Thank you so much for clicking on the video. I hope you're doing well. Take your hands, dip them into some spaghetti, take them out and wash them, because what I need you guys to do is leave a comment down below letting me know what you think about this subject. Guys, this is definitely going to be a topic of discussion, and I need your thoughts on this down below. Guys, if you're new here, I would super appreciate a sub. Also, make sure you leave a like down below if you enjoy the conversation, or if you have, if you like anything about the video, I would really appreciate a like down below. Also, as I said before, leave a comment down below letting me know your thoughts, and make sure you're following me on Twitter so that you know whenever I post a new video or whenever I go live on Twitch. That's hella important. Also, if you guys just want to have funny stuff on your feed, whatever. All right, let's get into the video. So I've talked about Warframe recently here and there, but I haven't really made a Warframe video in a little while, so I kind of wanted to do that. So in order to do that, obviously, I needed to play the game. So I hopped on the game a couple of days ago, and I started playing it. I mean, there was stuff, I guess. Was it enough to keep me playing? No. Okay, let me talk about that. Recently, Scarlet Spear came out, right? And it was supposed to be this huge thing where, we finally have the two squads coming together and interacting with each other cross mission, and one is the ground team, the other one is in the spaceship. That whole squad link thing that they revealed in TennoCon, right? The most recent TennoCon. And it's cool, I guess. I mean, there's... how do I describe this? Okay. So, what it felt like was... It felt like I was on an elevator. What do I mean by that? Okay. So, when you go into a hotel lobby, you look at the place, you're like, oh, wow. Wow. This is like really pretty, Like, you see this hotel, you're like, this is really cool. This looks beautiful. And then you get into the elevator, and sometimes the elevator is cool too, it still looks pretty nice, but you're sitting there and you're not really doing anything. That's exactly what I mean. That's how I felt with Scarlet Spear. I played probably 20 minutes before I couldn't play anymore, because I just felt like I wasn't playing, I was just there. When I tell you I was on my phone for probably 10 minutes of those 20 minutes, I am serious. Like, I was literally looking on my phone, scrolling through Twitter throughout the 20 minutes I was playing. And then right after I finished playing, I posted on Twitter saying I was only able to get through 20 minutes because I felt like I wasn't playing anything. You could check my Twitter. I said that. That's a shameless plug, by the way. You should go to my Twitter. And you know why that was the case? It was because all we had to do was get a Limbo, and Limbo just had to put his rift up. He just had to put his cataclysm up, and that was it. That was it. We were done. Like, we didn't have to do anything. That thing lasted the entire time we were waiting for the squad link, for the kill codes to come up. There was no challenge. The sentients, whenever they came near the bubble, they just froze. They didn't do anything. They weren't able to penetrate the bubble because we were in a different plane of existence. Like, we didn't have to do anything, period. But that's kind of been the situation. That's been the atmosphere around Warframe throughout these past few years, and this update actually came with a few things. It came with a few things that sounded promising, right? It came with this whole squad link thing. Not only that, but it also came with this new balance of enemies. Now they added, different variations to status type. Like, they changed how status works, like stuff like that. It all sounds promising, but then when you get into the game, you realize that not really much has changed, right? You have these new missions, but when you go into them, you're not doing anything. Like, you have an objective. You have an objective, right? You go in. You're supposed to place down your little like squad link floaty things. I forgot what they're called already. I think they're called op links, right? Operation links. So you're supposed to place them down as the Sky team, or as the team that's in the, I was gonna say Arc Wings, but not Arc Wings, inside of the Railjacks, right? When you're inside of the Railjacks, you're supposed to hijack these sentient ships. You're supposed to go into them, place down your uplink, and then the ground team is supposed to send up these things called kill codes. And when they send up the kill codes, that allows you to basically destroy the ship, right? And you're supposed to stay in that area, defend those uplinks, and then eventually destroy the ship once those uplinks, once you have enough kill codes. I think it's 7 kill codes you're supposed to get, right? Okay, sounds promising, especially with the new enemy type, sentience, and all that, but the only issue is, when you get into the game, you realize you don't really have to do anything. You know why? Because we have overpowered Warframes. There's no difficulty. Oh my god, he's about to talk about difficulty. We don't want difficulty in Warframe, blah, blah, blah. Okay, yeah. I get it. I'm just letting you know my opinion, okay? This is the reason why I don't play Warframe anymore. This event would have been cool, right? This event would have been really cool. And I love Warframe to death, right? I've been playing it for such a long time. I've invested so many hours into the game. I do have a love for this game, and I always will. But DE needs to do something about addressing the difficulty in the game. It doesn't have to be, for everybody. That's not what I'm saying, but what I am saying is there has to be something that the devs can do in order to make these missions more difficult. Now, they have these different enemy types like nullifiers and stuff like that, but what would be cool is if when you get into an area, there's like a certain sentient enemy that disables your Warframe abilities, and you can't actually do anything until you can't use your Warframe abilities, period, until you kill those enemies, right? And let's say those enemies only appear if you have your world level or whatever, if you have your galaxy level, right? That would be a cool thing to do. Make a galaxy level, kind of like how the Division 2 does world tiers. Do a galaxy level where you have where people can set themselves what tier they want to be on, what difficulty they want to be on, right? They can decide if they want to be on the more end game level of difficulty where all the enemies start at level 60 or something like that, or if they want to just play the game, like normal, like the beginner difficulty, or the turn your brain off difficulty, right? So if they did something like that, where they had a sentient enemy that made it so that Limbo can't just sit there, place his bubble, and nobody has to worry about anything, because that's literally what happened. Limbo placed his bubble, I didn't move at all. When I tell you I was on my phone on Twitter, I mean it. I was on my phone on Twitter, not paying attention to the game, period. So if they implement something where there's a sentient enemy that disables your abilities, and regardless of whether you're in a bubble, like a limbo bubble or whatever, or if you're in like a whole different plane of existence or whatever, if that sentient enemy is able to disable your Warframe abilities, I think that would be, it would be a good start. It would be a good start to having that sentient enemy who's supposed to be the big bad, the final boss, so to speak, the end game enemies. It would do something to make them more challenging. It would do something to make you think, okay, I have to take out that enemy now. And not just with my Warframe abilities, because I can't use them. I need to take them out with my skill, with my gunplay. I need to be able to have a high enough weapon damage to take them out. I need to be able to roll and dodge their attacks. I need to be able to do stuff like that. And that's another thing. The fact that enemies are just able to beam you makes it so that you are kind of forced to do this kind of stuff. Maybe with these sentient enemies, what they can do is they can have it so that bullets, instead of instantly hitting you so that they're kind of like lasers, you make it so that they have tracing bullets, if that makes sense. So you could actually track where the bullets are going, and you could dodge them actively. You could actually think about, okay, shoot, I need to dodge to the left, or I need to dodge to the right, or I need to, do whatever. I need to block. I need to get my melee weapon out and block. Do stuff like that. Make it so that it's more engaging. Make it so that it's more active. Make it so that you have to do something. Give people the option to feel like they're doing something. Because as of right now, when I hopped in the game, I didn't feel like I was doing anything at all. I don't know how many of you can relate to this, This is what I'm talking about. I need your comments down below. I need to know that I'm not alone on this. I know I'm not, because I've talked to other Warframe partners. They feel the same way. But I need to know what you guys think as just a general community, right? For those of you who do not play Warframe and you hear about this, what do you think? If you had an event like this where the enemies were, like, you were just able to basically make the enemies null and void, no pun intended, but if you were just able to make the enemies, like, not be able to move, not be able to penetrate your bubble, because that's what Limbo does, like, what would you do? Like, how would you feel about that situation? Because obviously at that point it's just easy mode. You're not doing anything. You don't have to actively work. And that's my main problem with this update. That's my main problem with the game right now. And until they fix that, I mean, I don't know. I'll drop by here and there. I'll make videos. I'll update you guys on what's going on in the Warframe community in terms of drama, in terms of whatever. But, like, I cannot actively play the game until they add some sort of challenge that I can opt into. It doesn't have to be for everyone. Just make it opt in. Guys, let me know what you think about this down below. I really, really want your opinions. Do you agree with me? Do you think that this update is kind of whatever? Do you think that Warframe needs to have that sort of opt-in difficulty? Do you think that they need to change up the way that AI works, the way that enemies attack you? What do you guys think? Let me know down below, because this is a really important topic to me, because like I said, I have a lot of love for this game, and I want this game to be great, but right now it just flat out isn't for endgame players. If you're a new game player, you're fine. You're like, go ahead, enjoy the game, have fun, but I'm talking about people who have already gotten everything that they want to get, and they want to keep on playing the game, but they don't have a reason to, right? Maybe I'll have some more conversations about endgame in the future, like different strategies that they can go about to bring endgame to Warframe. I think that would be cool discussions to have, where we just talk about, like, different ways that endgame could be brought into Warframe. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comments as well. Not really sure if I want to do that, but if you guys think I should, then we'll go ahead and make it happen. Guys, I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for getting to this point in the video. If you have and you aren't subscribed, what are you doing? What are you doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I would really, really appreciate it. Not only that, but if you enjoyed this conversation, make sure you hit a like, and also leave a comment down below letting me know what you think, as I've said plenty of times in this video. And lastly, make sure you follow me on Twitter. That is super important, so that you know whenever I post a video or whenever I go live on Twitch. Guys, I appreciate you so much. I'll catch you in the next one.